All right. Welcome everyone to this powerful New Year astrology special. I'm honored to be joined by South Africa's top psychic, Yuvraajh Jusmer Singh, a gifted astrologer and spiritual intuitive known for his incredible accuracy and deep cosmic insight. This afternoon, Yuvraaj will walk us through the major planetary shifts, zodiac predictions, and energetic movements shaping 2025. If you're looking for guidance in love, career, finance, or spiritual growth, this session will help you into the new year aligned and prepared. How are you, Yuvraj?
All good and you said. I just want to make one correction there. This is about
Sure.
2026, not 25.
Oh, my apologies, man. My apologies.
It's all good, bro. It's all good.
Yeah, man. All right. Cool, man. All right. My opening question to you, Yuvraj, is as we enter the new year, what major astrological shifts should people be aware of, and how might these influence South Africa specifically?
Well, I know that there's four lunar eclipses coming next year, but I also went into detail after we discussed this yesterday, and I made a few notes here which I want to just highlight. So there are
Mhm.
major shifts that are signaling radical change in communication, media, tech, and publishing, bringing a very unpredictable, fast-moving pace to everything going on around us. And specifically with regards to South Africa, we've got a lot of WTF moments coming. And this will impact how South Africans connect and consume news. And
Mhm.
Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, all of these have major shifts. Vedic astrology points to significant events through these planets. This suggests that there will be new paths, new financial breakthroughs, reorganizing our socioeconomics strategies, that sort of thing. So there's a lot of change, there's a lot of rebirth, there's a lot of reorganization that's taking place. Then we go to the numerological aspect of it. And this is emphasizing, especially 2026, emphasizing fresh starts, bold steps, and new cycles. It's definitely a theme that resonates with the South African sort of ethos. New Rainbow Nation, building a new sort of lifestyle, a new world, that sort of thing. Yeah. And then when we look at the influence it has on different sectors and areas, communication and tech, expect rapid innovation in social media, journalism, and digital platforms, influencing public opinion and social movements. Economy, finance, Jupiter's influence could bring financial growth, while Saturn's transits might present obstacles. But there's definitely the feeling that
Mhm.
a lot of signs will see phenomenal growth, but there's also going to
Mhm.
be aspects where there will be blockages, there will be delays in certain signs. And going forward, I just think 2026 is a year for the brave and the bold. Be
Mm.
strong, be brave, take calculated risks, trust your divine guidance, your intuition. I will definitely take you in the right direction.
Sure. All right. Which zodiac signs are expected to experience the biggest transformations or breakthroughs this year or 2026?
Um, I've highlighted four. It would
Hmm.
be Cancer, Leo,
Hmm.
Scorpio, and Aries. Cancerians, I expect, will have a major breakthrough in the sense of Cancer is a very empathetic sign. It's a sign that believes in nurturing, caring, love, that sort of thing. Whereas the other signs I've highlighted are more, shall I say, practical in their outlook on things. So, Cancerians, I think a lot of it is about restructuring your emotional life, restructuring your emotional growth, that sort of thing. And it's all about, in my opinion, taking things to the next level. Then I look at Leos. Leos are definitely going to take on new opportunities, career wise and business wise. And there's a lot that comes their way. There's no shortage of opportunity. They're able to manifest a lot of things into reality. Scorpios are going to have to get their priorities in order to a great degree. There's going to be a
Hmm.
lot of, how shall I put this? When it comes to their emotional life, they're going to have to prioritize different things. They're going to have to
Hmm.
prioritize peace of mind rather than instant gratification, that sort of thing. And that to me is Scorpio being more practical, than robust as they usually are. And then
True.
finally, Arians. Arians are going to have a very balanced outlook on things, similar to Scorpio next year, but with one difference. Arians are going to have to control their temperament to a great degree. Arians are very passionate people, people that follow their heart. But sometimes logic is overridden by that. That is not something Arians can allow in the coming year.
All right. Are there any planetary alignments we should prepare for, such as retrogrades, eclipses, or conjunctions that will bring big changes?
Oh, definitely, definitely. And I've highlighted a few here. So,
Mhm.
firstly, when I look at retrogrades, there is definitely something happening in Leo. You're going to find that Jupiter retrogrades back from Leo into Cancer around mid year. And it is a key shift because what it does for Cancerians is it kind of, as much as it's propelling you forward career wise, that sort of thing, it also brings back perspective. Cancerians are also very passionate people and can easily get carried away with kind of taking on more than they necessarily need to. And one of the things that comes through there is that they need to kind of just find that balance. And then we've got a couple of other retrogrades here. Just want to get to that one sec.
Sure.
The other retrogrades are basically we're finding Saturn coming in,
Mhm.
and that is something that would affect, I would say, majorly three star signs, that being Cancer, Geminis, and Aquarians. And that would be somewhere around the period of July next year. And traditionally, Vedic astrology tells us that there are many different ways of trying to offset and appease these retrograde things, traditional Hindu rituals, that sort of thing. I personally think that wearing certain crystals makes a huge difference there. But generally speaking, if you want to approach it from a practical point of view, it's about curbing your over enthusiasm during this time, taking into account that this is not the greatest time for you to be making changes, that kind of thing.
All right. How can people work with their personal birth chart to better navigate challenges or opportunities in the new year?
So, obviously, that would depend on the chart that I would bring up for the individual. I think this coming year, I would probably be telling a lot of people that the first half of the year you push, you take those calculated risks, you take advantage of opportunities, you manifest your blessings, you manifest your dreams. But then you find the balance latter half of the year, middle half of the year, that sort of thing. And it's very important that people kind of have this done, whether it's with me or with someone else. I think it would be very beneficial to them because it will highlight your strength periods, your periods where you can push, your periods where you should be taking more care of your health, your periods where emotions should actually be given a lot of attention, relationships, that sort of thing. So your birth chart is vitally important. And probably not even just for the year. If it's done properly, it should give you pretty much an outline of how your life may go. Yeah.
Which areas of life, love, career, health, finance are highlighted for collective growth or caution this coming year?
Um, Personally, I think it's a year where a lot of people are going to find major growth career and financially. I think it's that is the focus in this coming year. Yes, there is a strive for balance on the emotional side. So trying to give enough attention to your partner, that sort of thing. Trying to give your partner the love and care that they need and deserve. But there's also a very strong feeling that a lot of these star signs are going to have to work extra hard on self development. There's a lot of healing that has to take place. COVID hit a lot of people hard,
Mhm.
and it strained them both financially and as far as their emotions were concerned. People were on edge. And yeah, there's a lot of healing, personal healing and growth that needs to take place.
What advice do you have for people who feel stuck or uncertain? How can they use astrology to realign themselves with their purpose?
Well, the first thing I do is look at your astrology report. It should contain a lot of vital information, transits, Lagna, Mangal, Mangal Dosh, Shanesa Disati, Kalsav Dosh, all of these things need to be given a certain amount of attention. And if you find a person that has Mangal Dosh in their sign, obviously, depending on what faith you follow, that sort of thing, there are ways to approach it to minimize those effects. God's stuff is pretty much the same. Shani is something that a lot of Hindus pay attention to, Shani Sadisati, and that tends to be the obvious thing, the nine planet prayer, that sort of scenario. But generally speaking, it's all about those would be the negative aspects, but then the positive aspects, when you find that there are periods that are very progressive, like I said earlier, Jupiter transiting into certain star signs, that's transiting into certain houses, that sort of thing. That's a really positive time for a person to start kicking in and start pushing, giving their all. And those sort of things need to be paid attention to. Obviously, your astrologer who does your report for you would give you the necessary sort of advice. And obviously, if they are skilled in what they do, they would give you the assistance that you need in attaining that as well.
All right, I have a question for you in the comments. Are you okay if I ask it to you now?
Sure, go for it.
All right. All right. This is from Jitan Rishika. Hi, Yuvraajh. What crystal is suitable for Pisces star sign?
Pisceans. Oh, there's various ones. Um,
Uh-huh.
in this coming year, I would recommend Pisceans to hold on to either citrine or tiger's eye. It would be something that would be very beneficial to them. It would bring a lot of abundance into their space.
Wow. All right. Let's go to what are there any signs or placements that may face emotional or spiritual challenges this coming year? What guidance can help them overcome obstacles?
There's three of them. I would say
Okay.
Cancerians,
Uh-huh.
Geminis, and another one is likely Scorpio. Cancerians need to be careful of being too giving, need to be careful of being too overprotective, overpossessive, that sort of thing. Retain your power, retain your energy. Don't give too much of yourself. The other one that I would say is Gemini. And I feel like they kind of need to be more structured in the way they approach things. Not everything always goes your way. There are often scenarios where things don't work out the way you want it to. But divine always has a purpose for everything that happens in this world. And at
Mhm.
the end of the day, balance yourself, roll through the hard times, and everything starts to get a lot better with time.
All right. Should we what shifts should we expect in global energy, politically, economically, and socially from an astrological perspective?
A lot of countries are going to sort of, especially India and South Africa, are going to start to go to, okay, let's focus on South Africa first. South Africa is going to start to go towards technological advances. They're going to become very dependent on communication. So, whether it be social media, whether it be the media in general, or whether it just be sort of socioeconomic strategies and the way we let that influence the nation as a whole, that all comes into perspective. And there's major shifts and reinvention in all of those sectors. IT as well tends to take a lot of precedence in that regard. Artists tend to come to the fore very strongly, and they tend to influence the country and the people in a very powerful manner. Then we go, the other country that I highlighted very strongly was India. And The same is true for India in a lot of ways, with two differences. India finds itself at the forefront of major shifts in the world economy, in the world structure. Also, they find themselves reinventing themselves, and there could well be major developments in their space exploration program.
Yeah, that's true. How can people use astrological timing like moon phases and planetary hours to manifest goals more effectively this coming year?
So, moon phases. A lot of people have different takes on moon phases. Lunar eclipses, obviously, great time for clearing, that sort of thing. New moon, great time for manifestation, that sort of thing. And so it's all about knowing the variables around it pertaining to your star sign. What
Mhm.
what planets are in what house of which star sign at a specific point in time. Give you an example. For me, I'm a Cancerian. I've looked at it. In February, I will have Jupiter in my star sign in my fourth house, and it's going to be affecting me in a very positive manner. And I think before we started this program, we were off air, and I said to you, one of the shoots that was scheduled for December has now been pushed to February. So it's working out ideally for me. And my energy will be at its optimum at that point. And that's
Nice.
kind of what's going to happen with a lot of people. Yeah.
All right. My final question to you is for those who are new to astrology, what simple steps can they take to tune into the cosmic energy and make the most of the year ahead?
So can I ask you to just repeat that one? For some reason, it didn't.
Sure, no problem. I was asking for those new to astrology, what simple steps can they take to tune into the cosmic energy and make the most of the year ahead?
So, astrology is wonderful. It is brilliant in analysis, in giving us an outline, that sort of thing. One thing, as a psychic healer, as a psychic diviner, and an alternative healer, I believe in is energy.
Hmm.
And use the reports that you get from your astrologer, but also trust your divine guidance, because that is what impacts your energy the most. And it's all about, for instance, if I look at my chart right now, I'm
Hmm.
expected to have a bit of a lull energetically around
Oh,
August next year.
okay.
And
So,
it's a time when I would take a bit of a step back, reevaluate everything, and my energy at that point will probably be on the lower side. And I'll push myself, I'll hit supplements, whatever I can, get myself going again, try to remain as positive as I can without overextending myself. And that would be the example I would ask everybody else to use. Kind of look at your chart, see what's going on. And then, as an astrologer, I generally advise people during this time, take it easy. Don't do this, don't do that, don't do that. These are where your priority should lie. And any good astrologer would do the same for the person that comes to him.
yeah, that's true. So just to confirm, you're meaning the August of next year, right?
The focus of next year.
Oh, all right. Okay, all I gotta say, thanks so much for your time, man, and I'll check you again soon.
Thank you, brother.
Ciao, man.